Release the MRI results, Donald. Everybody's saying it. Release the MRI results. Just look at him here, before he left to go to Mar-a-Lago on another vacation. Shorter days, 3-day work weeks. Clear cognitive struggles. Visible fatigue starting his day at 12:08 in the afternoon. Molly Plufkins writes, release the MRI results. You had Governor Walz of Minnesota saying, release the MRI results after Donald Trump went on a rant, looking like kind of inhibition, if you will, where Donald Trump called Governor Walz, quote, seriously retarded governor of Minnesota. I mean, what a despicable word to use. Just something to point out here as well. An Indiana state senator whose second daughter, has intellectual disabilities, has a Down syndrome, he says, your insulting and derogatory references have consequences, and that this lawmaker will be voting no on the rigging of the Indiana map after Donald Trump used the R word, Adam Kinzinger, former Republican Congress member, saying, release the MRI results. This is the front page of Mediaite. Doctor lays out concerning case about Trump's health. He's confused a lot in the front page of Drug Report, talking about Trump's incoherent rambling, how he gets confused all of the time, and how a doctor, it's Dr. Vin Gupta, by the way, of Midas Health lays out the concerning case about Trump's health. We broke that news here earlier in the week. Dr. Vin Gupta of Midas Health doing an incredible work. So let me just share for you some data points in the past 24 to 48 hours, showing Donald Trump's cognitive health, his physical abilities, deteriorating before our eyes at the worst possible time for him. As well, you saw that first video I played at the outset. I'll show you this right here. So Donald Trump over the weekend, whenever he enters Mar-a-Lago, he now comes out to music, and he makes people kind of clap for him in the Golden Ballroom at Mar-a-Lago, or the fake Golden Ballroom. So he comes out to the song We Are the World, a song used to raise money to help starving children, as Donald Trump and his regime have probably killed hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of children across the world by destroying the USAID program. We know that Donald Trump has done a number of things to starve children here, also rip away education opportunities for kids. Just cruel and unusual. Treatment of children, and of course, Donald Trump's running a PPP, a pedo protection program, covering up a child sex trafficking ring. But he comes out to We Are the World. I want you just to look at Donald Trump here as he walks in. You'll see how physically addled he looks. This quick. By the way, if you just take a look at the other people who are there, in Mar-a-Lago, it's a very bizarre scene. It almost looks like, just giving you my opinion, that we're looking at like a psychiatric ward or something. But it's Mar-a-Lago. The food that they were serving, I don't even know what it is. It's just a bunch of slop. By the way, this is the food they were serving at Mar-a-Lago. Just think about what Donald Trump's been doing over the past, week or so, for how his behavior is, looking like a very grotesque second grader. And like, no offense to second graders. I mean, whether it was calling a reporter a piggy, I'm calling a New York Times reporter ugly on the inside, and the outside calling the governor the R word, yelling at a reporter and saying, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Are you stupid? That's what he repeated over and over again. I'll just show you what Justin Amash wrote here. So Donald Trump's asked a very basic question on Friday, right, or Thursday, when he was holding his press conference. Do you plan to attend the funeral of Sarah, the National Guards member, National Guardswoman who was shot and killed by the, individual who Trump granted asylum to back in April of 2025? In Washington, D.C., do you plan to attend Sarah's funeral? And Trump immediately says, West Virginia likes Trump. West Virginia likes me. I've gotten so many votes in West Virginia, like it is pathological. Like, this man is sick in the head here. Play this clip. It's in the early stages, obviously. But do you plan to attend Sarah's funeral? I haven't thought about it yet. But it certainly is something I could conceive of. I love West Virginia, I won West Virginia by one of the biggest margins of any president. Anywhere, and it's, these are great people. I love the people of West Virginia. I love the people of our country, but I haven't given it any thought. But it sounds like something I could do. It's very raw. I mean, that's your response to that. And when Donald Trump was asked a very basic question about, You know your own Inspector General. Donald said that this individual was vetted in 2021, and you were the person who granted asylum in April 2025. So what do you make of it? And Trump just starts to scream, and he goes, "Shut up, shut up. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Are you a dumb person? Are you a stupid person here? Play this clip, your DOJ." IG just reported this year that there was thorough vetting by DHS and by the FBI of these Afghans who were brought into the U.S., so why do you blame the Biden administration for what they did? Are you stupid? Are you a stupid person? Because they came on a plane along with thousands of other people that shouldn't be here. No hat tip to the Lincoln Project. They put together this one right here. They said Trump a literal pig, had a reporter in Air Force One. Actually, I'll show the next one where it says Trump is not well. Here's the video of what Trump that they put together. Take a look at this supercut. Play this clip, hey. This was the interview that I did with Dr. Vin Gupta. I'll just show you a small portion of it. And this is what's making the rounds right now, as Dr. Vinay Gupta might as well exposes Donald Trump's condition. Here, play this clip. As you pointed out, you and I had this conversation last week. We took pains to not speculate, because I think a lot of people like to speculate. And I think based on the conversation we started, a lot of people started asking questions. But it's clear that there's age-related cognitive decline. I mean, that's obvious, and his response to somebody fainting in the Oval Office really conveyed that he didn't show any signs of concern. He didn't really do anything. He was slow to respond, and that's slowness and fatigue. You're seeing more and more in this public events. So that's 1, 2. He's confused a lot. 3. He sometimes mumbles sort of incoherent nonsense when he's asked a question. I'm in the press pool in the Oval Office. So all these things when this constellation of just him being him, imagine if President Biden did any of those things. He did a fraction of it from what I saw, and the lead up to the 2024 election. And people obviously forced him out of the race. You're not seeing that level of scrutiny until maybe now. You're starting to see signs of it. But President Biden was active on the weekends, especially riding his bike in Rehoboth Beach. Physical exercise was something that he was clearly doing, and we had visual signs of that. From a cognitive standpoint, sure, you slow down once you hit your late 70s, early 80s. No one denied that with President Biden, that he had his moments of being 80 or, 82, whatever it was. In this case, the White House is not willing to even acknowledge that. The president is showing obvious signs of age-related decline, 1, but 2, you don't see him ever really doing anything physically active. The way that President Obama, President George W. Bush, President Biden, though our last 3 presidents prior to Trump, regularly worked into their daily life. Biden was biking. He was exercising, he was walking, and he made a point of creating that visual to convey that that was a big part of his daily existence, He made a point of engaging the press on the weekends when he was biking in Delaware. You don't see any of that. And physical activity is one way to really guard against the onset of cognitive decline. Dementia as we get older, so I worry about that as well. He might take trips overseas in Air Force One. That doesn't substitute for the lack of physical activity. So when you put it all together here, clearly something is happening, and clearly they're not getting MRIs just because that's just at the moment that we live in. There's a reason, and they're worried, and frankly, you're piecing this all together. There's a reason to be worried based on his public performance. And of course, before Donald Trump wrote South Carolina, ra-ra-do-do-do, it's all in front of us right now. This is, understanding dementia behaviors and here, just play this clip. There are a number of reasons why disinhibition can occur. The frontal lobe of the brain is our social filter. And if that is affected by the dementia, as it often is, then you lose that filter. And you lose that ability to know what is a normal social behavior. Now I'll show you this also. This is a video that we put together at Midas Touch about frontotemporal dementia here. Play this clip and so you see the disinhibition. I think I think all of the signs are there. But you tell me what you think, folks. And that's just I could go back. And I could show you how Donald Trump can't walk in a straight line. When he rolled out the red carpet for Putin, I could show you how he needed the Prime Minister of Japan to help him walk as well. I can show you all of, where he starts just talking about, golfers naked in showers when during his speeches, when Trump goes like, ugh, he makes weird noises. I think you get the point. And shout out to Dr. Gupta as well for, bringing attention to this and keeping it in the forefront.